Welcome to Be Still and Notice, a yoga podcast. Join me, your host, yoga and meditation instructor Helen Taylor, to dive deeply into the vast ocean of wisdom that is yoga. Explore with me how these ancient practices can help heal and elevate us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in an ultra-modern world. Together, we'll deepen our practice, explore our connection to divinity and our own inner landscapes with the help of special guests, guided meditations, how-tos, and oh, so much more. Yoga has the incredible power to change your life on every level, and it all begins with stillness. Now let's begin. Hi everyone, and welcome to the podcast. In this episode, I really wanted to talk about my baby, which is my program called Hold Yourself. This program came together, the birth of it arrived at the end of last year, beginning of this year, and it really is really special to me. And the first release of this program has almost come to an end. So the lovely ladies that joined are nearing the end now, and I have to say I'm absolutely blown away by the changes I've seen in them, how they're feeling, the transformations, the changes in perspective, mindsets, confidence, body, everything, the physical changes, everything. It's really, really incredible. So I'm just going to dive straight in. So this program is my baby because it is born of all of the practices and from my own experience that have helped me begin to hold myself, to learn to hold myself in safety. And what do I mean by holding myself in safety? If you're someone that holds yourself in safety, it means that you are comfortable in your own skin, you feel resourced, you feel capable, you feel very grounded, you're calm, focused, you have a really positive outlook, you feel energized, you feel enthusiastic. It's easy to relax, it's easy to feel joy, it's easy to think big and have bold ambitions. Your relationships are balanced, you trust yourself, you bet on yourself. That's what it feels like to hold yourself in safety. You don't fall into toxic, dependent, anxiously attached relationships. You don't depend on everyone else. You lean on your community for support, of course, but you don't cling to others for safety. You're happy in your own skin. You're happy with your own company. Silence doesn't scare you. In fact, you welcome it. If, like me, a while ago, you couldn't hold yourself in safety, or you don't hold yourself in safety, you might suffer from chronic anxiety and every physical symptom that brings about, like IBS, skin problems, muscle aches, tension, headaches. The list is endless. You cling to others for support and safety unnecessarily, and you form very anxious attachments, often leading to really unhealthy relationship choices. You abandon yourself, thinking that someone else can provide everything that you need. if you don't hold yourself in safety, you are chronically stressed. Your body is chronically in fight or flight. It's hard to relax. You never really quite relax. Maybe you struggle to go to sleep. Maybe you overthink, you over-worry. Why did I say that? Why did I do that? Oh gosh, should I go back and say that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Those kind of thoughts go round and round in your mind. You don't trust yourself. You keep yourself small in order to feel safer. You don't think big. You don't think bold. You don't speak up first. Or maybe you do and then you regret it straight away. Perhaps you don't love yourself enough. Perhaps your self-confidence is low. Perhaps deep beneath, hidden beneath it all, you feel worthless. You don't feel worthy of love. You don't feel worthy of many things in life, the good things in life. You're scared of silence. And even worse, you're afraid to be alone in your own company. So you always put on the radio, or you always put on the TV. I always fill your diary with things to do, because being still and quiet means that you would actually have to meet yourself. If any of these resonate with you, I hear you, because I have been there with a lot of it. And more than that, I can see the signs of not feeling safe in many, many people. And I'm here to say that there is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you if you feel this way. All it means is that at some point in your life, whether it was a traumatic event in your childhood or your adulthood or something else, meant that you learned that the world was not a safe place, just like I did as a child. And so you survived, you adapted, you learned to survive by creating your own sense of safety. But unfortunately, what happens once that danger has passed with some traumatic events, especially when they happen in childhood, the body stays chronically stressed. The smallest thing can make you feel stressed. You never quite relax. You never quite feel safe. You're always waiting for the next bad thing to happen. Even though your life might seem breezy, even though you might feel really happy, even though part of you feels really content and part of you is blissfully in love. Maybe you sit and watch TV at night and your stomach is clenching and your shoulders are up around your ears and you just can't quite relax. You go to bed exhausted at night, but your mind is just going round and round and round and round and round and round and round. Ever been there? I know I have. And then before you know it, the body starts shouting at you because it's been stressed for so long. It just can't bear it anymore. It needs a change. So it signals to you with illness, with disease, with chronic symptoms. Maybe your hair's falling out. A friend of mine had alopecia in his beard and in his hair. Maybe your IBS has got out of control. Maybe your skin is constantly flaring up with eczema and other problems. Maybe you turn to sugar and alcohol to numb your feelings. Hold Yourself is an alchemical, transformative program. It's my doggy walking across the yoga room. And it really is my baby because it is born of all of the practices that I have learned over my 10 years as a teacher to use for myself, to learn to hold myself in safety. And there's so much to my story. And if you've listened to the podcast for all of these episodes, you would have heard quite a few things. A toxic marriage. The death of my baby brother before I was born, a cot death that affected my whole family. an abusive, physically abusive marriage, learning I was anxious at 40, leading to therapy, my kirtan practice that uncovered a childhood trauma I had buried so deep. And that really awakened my true voice. So much has happened to me in the last 5-10 years. And I have leaned into all of these practices and I have felt their benefit so profoundly that I wanted to share it with other people. The first round of Hold Yourself is coming to an end, as I mentioned before. And it's incredible the benefits that these women have been noticing. For one of them, within the first couple of weeks, her blood pressure has literally halved. And her doctor's like, what are you doing? People are less reactive with their partners and husbands. They're more relaxed. They find it easier to go to bed and sleep at night. The overthinking, the over-controlling, the over-managing, the micromanaging is less and less and less. They feel more confident and comfortable in their own skin. Here he comes again, walking through. Go on your bed. Keeping it real here on the podcast. So they feel more confident, more capable, more in touch with their true selves. They love themselves more. They know themselves better. They feel deeper. They are more self-aware than ever before. Because that's one of the biggest gifts that this program will give you, which is one of the core foundations. As you know, if you've been listening, if you have a holistic yoga practice, a full spectrum, full, big, juicy, proper yoga practice, you will know that self-awareness is absolutely key. It's where it all begins. On any spiritual path, any spiritual journey, any healing journey, self-awareness is where it all starts. So I designed this program to share what I learned with other people, and I'm so glad that I did. Honestly, it has been so rewarding, so gratifying, so satisfying, so heart-filling, soul uplifting to see my lovely clients on their journeys with this. So rewarding. There have been tears. There have been many moments of laughter and joy. There have been many moments of sadness. Breakthrough moments, aha moments. Oh my goodness, really? Wow. I didn't know I did that. I didn't know that about me. I didn't know. And that's how I felt along the way. It's a journey of self-exploration, self-discovery, self-reclamation. I call it a nervous system calibration, but actually it is a reclaiming of self. The you before you learnt to be afraid of the world. The you that felt joy easily, that trusted easily, that made healthier choices, that felt good in her own skin, that felt worthy, ambitious, bold, brave, wild, courageous, that relaxed easily, that laughed easily. It's a reclamation of that woman, whatever age she might have been. And this is your birthright. It's your birthright to feel safe in your own skin and your own body. It's your birthright to feel joy, to laugh easily, to love yourself, to look in the mirror and go, oh, you look beautiful. And to really mean it. To hear those negative thoughts and know that they are not who you are. They are not what you are. To hear someone else's negative opinion and let it bounce right off you. Because you know how capable and worthy and strong and beautiful and courageous and wild a woman you are. And you know your true worth. You know your inner strength, your inner wisdom, and your inner power, and you trust it. When life goes wrong, and things do go wrong all the time, when life throws you its challenges, and it will, because that is the balance of life, you will handle them because you are capable. And you will feel fear, and you will sometimes wobble, but you will have a toolkit of resources to help calm your body, connect to your inner self, your true self. You will have the knowing and the trust and the self-knowledge to carry you through with a little bit more ease, with more grace. This is powerful, powerful work. And I'm not a therapist, but we do use this yoga, the tools of yoga, everything I've learned along the way. We use it in a therapeutic way, which more and more my work is headed towards. I absolutely think it's so powerful to use yoga therapeutically. So this program works really, really well alongside any kind of talking therapy. Really, really beautifully well. And I actively encourage all my clients, if they need to seek additional professional help. But you might not need to. And this might be enough. And if you've listened to the podcast, you know that I have done lots of different healing modalities, and talking therapy alongside my yoga practice has been transformational, alongside plant medicine, many other things. But everyone's journey is very individual. And so this program is one-to-one and it's bespoke, which means that it's tailored to your needs. So what I do with one client may be slightly different to what I do with another client. We have 6 pillars that we work through. 6 pillars that really help you to stand on your own 2 feet and to learn to hold yourself in. So this is a 12-week one-to-one online program. And for each pillar, we spend 2 weeks, more if we need, depending on your needs. The first pillar is awareness. As I said before, awareness is crucial. It's where everything begins. Every healing path, every spiritual journey, every somatic modality starts with self-awareness. Absolutely key. So we do lots of really beautiful foundational yoga practices to help build your levels of self-awareness. The next 2 weeks are embodiment. This is where we really come into presence through the body. We use our physical yoga practices, we use the breath, we use asana, the yoga poses. We learn about the nervous system so you can really connect to your body and begin to become curious about what's happening in your body. What's happening in your nervous system when you feel anxious, when you feel unsafe, versus when you feel calm and when you feel safe. The third pillar is voice. So we're going to use the voice in a therapeutic way with chanting, which helps calm the vagus nerve, vibrating through your body, helps your heart open, it helps you feel joy, it helps you express any stuck emotion. Really, really powerful. It helps you come into the seat of your own power. It is empowering. I'm going to do a whole episode on my kirtan journey. I keep saying it. When I'm ready, it's coming. So you're going to hear more about that very soon. So 2 weeks of the voice, we're using powerful mantras, transformational mantras. The fourth pillar is love. Now we could do all of the yoga practices in the world, but if you don't love yourself, none of it is really going to stick. None of it is really going to work. Nothing is really going to change. Because underneath all of this anxiety and all this worry and this feeling of not being safe, often are feelings of not being enough, of not being worthy. I'm not enough. I don't belong. I'm not good enough. I can't do that. Any of that sounds familiar, then you're not really loving yourself in the way that you deserve to love yourself. Love is a really key part of this program and this practice. Learning to love yourself is transformational, is powerful. We even create an altar to yourself in this program, which is a really beautiful and powerful practice for something so simple. When we activate that altar together, big changes start happening. The fifth pillar is listen. This is a 12-week program, one-to-one, with lots of gentle, beautiful homework like journaling prompts, audio practices that you have lifetime access to when I send them to you. You have them forever. Guided meditations, guided breathwork, pranayama, relaxation techniques, affirmations. We've done so much by this point in the program. We've done so much work on your body, understanding your body, observing yourself, calming the body down, bringing it to kind of a base level state. You should be feeling much calmer by now. Guaranteed you will feel much more relaxed and in your body. Most anxious people are really disconnected. Most people that feel unsafe in their own skin or afraid of the world, even though they may not even fully realize it, feel very disconnected from their physical selves. So we spend a huge part of the program on learning to be in your body, connected to your body, observing your body, noticing your body, being kind and compassionate to your body, in tune with the senses, in tune with your physicality. And then we begin to listen internally. This pillar is all about meditation. We go inwards to the mind. We experience consciousness. We go deeper spiritually. So we can really bring everything together. Start to bring it all together. Go deeper into calmer and calmer states. So we can listen, begin to listen to the true voices within. Our intuitive voice, our heart voice, our gut voice, our soul's true voice. That's what listen is all about. And then the last pillar is safety. It's where we look forward. We create a plan. We bring everything together. And we truly learn to hold ourselves in safety. To stand on our own 2 feet. Hands on heart, take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. And to know that we are strong, that we are capable, that we are wise, that we are beautiful, that we are enough, that we are more than worthy. We are worthy of love. We're worthy of joy, of laughter, of feeling blissfully relaxed and calm and at ease. We're worthy of pleasure. We're worthy of ease. Ease, I love that word, just easiness. Feeling easy breezy. When was the last time you felt easy breezy? Just like, yeah, whatever. Life is good. You deserve that. That's your birthright. We all deserve to feel that way. We all deserve to be able to hold ourselves safely, to care for ourselves internally, externally, within, spiritually, to listen to the true voices within so that we can live fuller, braver, bolder, more beautiful lives, full of life's joys and pleasures and laughter and fun. To have fun without worrying, without overthinking, without being in pain or discomfort. And this doesn't mean that life's not going to get hard. It doesn't mean that we're not going to feel scared. We're not going to feel fear. We're not going to feel unsafe at points in our lives, because that's just life. Life has a way of bringing the balance. That means the good and the not so good, the challenging, the tough, the really bloody difficult, the awful, the sorrowful, the painful. But when you can hold yourself in safety, you can stand firmer. When the storms come, you can stand firmer in the ground. You have more resilience. You'll feel more resourced, more capable. You're tapped into that strong inner wisdom. You know that you have the strength to handle it. You understand what your body needs. You know yourself better. You trust yourself more. And you love yourself enough to care, to make a change, to keep going with more ease and more grace than ever before. More self-compassion. So many people, so many women, this program is for women. So many women are so unkind to themselves, including me. If you listen to the voices within, they can be mean, so mean. Your body, your soul, your heart, your spirit, everything hears those mean voices and they believe them. This program isn't for everybody. But if any of this resonates with you, I invite you to reach out to me and let's start a gentle conversation. I would really love to hear from you. I have seen it literally transform people's lives, including my own. And there's so much beauty in that. And each of us has the power to make a change. And here is the truth. You need to bet on yourself, which is hard. Which is hard if you've struggled with self-worth, which is hard if you've never felt enough, which is hard if you're constantly in fear or worry. It's It's hard if your inner child is going, no, 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 I can't do it, I can't do it. Because teachers and mentors and guides and therapists can only do so much. They can support you, they can show you how, but in the end, it's you that needs to put in the work. And it's the clients I've seen that have put in the work behind the scenes when we're not together in the day-to-day, when they choose to listen to an audio, when they choose to get the journal out, when they choose to pause and take a deep breath, when they choose to notice what's happening in my body, when they choose to practice self-awareness, when they choose to respond and not react, when they take themselves out of a situation, when they go to bed earlier and meditate, when they do whatever they need to do, when they choose themselves, even when it's bloody difficult, even when they're really tired, even when it feels like the last thing you want to do, those are the people that get the most benefit. Those are the people that get the greatest transformation. And it's the same with any spiritual practice. It's the same with any holistic practice. To get the most benefit, you've got to go all in. You've got to put the work in. And then big changes are waiting for you. And if I can do it, and if the other women in the first round of Hold Yourself can do it, then you can do it too. Because I believe in you. I see you. Because I've been there. And I believe in you, and I know that you can do it. And I'm here to support you along the path. I feel so strongly about this work. And that's why I really want to share it with anyone who it resonates with anyone that needs it. Because the world needs you in your biggest, boldest, most beautiful self, in your safest, most confident, most loving, grounded, powerful, beautiful self. That's where everything starts to change. And it really will change. And that can be scary too. Because once you've seen what's true, there's no going back. That's transformation, that's power, that's change. Oh, there's so much gold here. There's so much really, really powerful stuff. But we move gently, very gently, safely. I support you every step of the way. There are so many resources. So my invitation to you, if any of this resonates, get in touch. Have a chat. Ask some questions. There's no obligations. But let's talk about it. Let's explore it together. Let's make a change. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. The next round of Hold Yourself will be launched in September. The date is TBC. The best way to stay in touch with all the news about my Kirtan events, local yoga classes, online programs and classes, head to my website www.shradhayayoga.co.uk. This is also in the show notes. That's www.shradhayayoga.co.uk. and subscribe to my email newsletter, which comes out every week with all the latest information, launches, updates, and snippets of yoga inspiration. I hope to see
Thank you so much for listening to the Be Still and Notice podcast. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and perhaps it even added something to your life. If you know someone that might benefit, please share this episode with them, and of course a review would be so much appreciated. Please find all the information relating to this episode, including relevant links, in the show notes. And until next time, sending you so much love and light on your path to yoga.